Hey the rulers, DMO73 here, and it's time to bring out the ladies and the lasers. This is Gals and Guns Falchion deck profile. Let's go ahead and jump right in. This session brought to you by Odyssey Games for pre-orders and sealed product, CCG Prime for tons of singles and supplies, Cardo Doko for international rulers looking for product, and FowlLibrary.com for articles and wonderful deck lists, as well as our guest lecturer members Vite Ramen, King Pearlshine, and Mognite. Class is in session. So this is Gals and Guns. It is essentially Justice Falchion, Missile Pod Falchion, so flipping it over, but it is a lot of, pretty much every resonator is a lady, except for the Sealed One-Eye Dragon, and so I was like, it's a fun name, let's go, and it is very Missile Pod heavy. In my opinion, I think kind of the best part about playing a Justice build is that you want to be able to cast these chants whenever you can and kind of have the most amount of timing for that, and it's hard to do that when you have limited will, and Missile Pod really helps to that because banishing it not only deals damage to your opponent's board, but also counts as casting that chant, so you have a lot of control over when Justice triggers, which is really nice. Obviously, we're playing Falchion so that we can contract into Justice, and it works really well for being able to play daily research. And now I have been main decking, and you saw for the match, Child of the Light Moon and Child of the Wind Moon. This is just mostly to deal with some of the stuff at my locals that have been played, but obviously you can swap around these Moon Children for kind of what makes sense to you. It's also very nice for being able to filter the stones kind of as needed into some of the tech stuff, and to make sure that, you know, our stone base should hit us most of the time. I mean, Adoraktius Memoria becomes a green, white, blue stone. These are green, blue stones, and got a green, blue stone here and a white stone. So like we have all the stones we should need, but so the filtering is not terribly relevant. But that's why we're using white and green to start with. Going to the main deck, we're playing 4 copies of Daily Research. Is obviously the reason why we're playing Falchion, to be able to search the editions, which is why we have these little Tech 1-of editions. It also grabs you a Missile Pod, and then once you have a Daily Research engraved, it turns into a wonderful little draw card as well, which is nice. We're also playing, obviously, 4 copies of Karen Fowler's Research Project to get us into Justice. One of the things that's nice about it is that it can cheat us into playing Missile Pod or one of our other one-drop editions, which is fantastic. 3 copies of Moo because we're playing in an environment that is not playing Origins of the Seven Lands, because we're playing for FowFest format. We're also playing a First Moon, single copy, to be able to protect Eternal. It creates this really nice, interesting piece where Eternal gives your other editions barrier, and then First Moon makes it so other editions can't be destroyed. So like this can't be targeted because of Eternal, and then this can't be destroyed because of First Moon. So it's not the shell lock in terms of wall, but it is a really nice way to protect your editions if you're playing against a deck that deals with that. 4 copies of Engineer, an absolute wonderful card that can just help you recycle your Missile Pods, which is really nice. It can also help you recycle, pretty much used to recycle the Missile Pods, because you can target Missile Pod, banish it, bring it back to your hand, draw the card off the Engineer, then recast this, draw the Engineer. This deck has a lot of draw power. 2 copies of Justice's Recon Drone to be able to recycle Missile Pods you might have to have burned early, but that also counts as being able to cast a spell. So again, it's that way to be able to control when Justice is going to trigger. Some handy cards being a couple of Sniper Shots as a way to, again, make use of Justice once he's flipped and make it bigger, faster. We're also playing 3 copies of Duet of Light, or 2 copies of Duet of Light, because we usually get all 3 modes and it can bring back an addition. So one of the craziest things to do is cast this as your 3rd chant for the turn, and then like Justice will recover your 2 stones, kind of refunding you the will that you purchased, used to play for this card. You'll gain 2,000 life. You can buy back a Missile Pod, which will then draw you a card and replace the Duet of Light, and then also your Justice gets even bigger because all of your dudes get +4/+4 with the counters. It's a really, really good card in this deck, and you certainly find time to be able to play it, being the control deck. 3 copies of Feasting and 3 copies of Melfi, just to put more bodies on board, produce more will, filter into stuff. It also is a really nice way to turn the will from Moo into stuff that you can cast for other cards. So Moo produces for chance. You can use that will to play Melfi, and then Melfi can convert that will to what you need it for other things, which is really nice. a single copy of Horn of the Sacred Beast, so that we can recycle the deck as needed, and also we're a J Ruler deck, so we can pump up our J Ruler, which is nice. 3 copies of number 13 Anti-Magic, and 3 copies of Sealed One-Eyed Dragon, just for some additional kind of control elements here. And then a couple copies of Yggdrasil Top Tourist Destination, which helps number 13 get online faster. And then a couple Tech 1-of additions we can search out with daily research, being Road to the Sacred Queen and Illusionary Flower of Sorrow. So that is the deck. This is my idea. It's based on Patrick Ogrentz's list that he and I played with a while back, but I kind of tweaked it to my personal preferences. But yeah, this is Gals and Guns Justice Falchion. Let me know what you guys think or how you've been playing a Justice heavy Falchion build in the comment sections down below. You can find the link to this deck profile in the description down below. And until next time, this is GMO73 saying class dismissed.